The motherfucker neighbor left, so I continued my shit. I was in the middle of saying or thinking. You know, the woman I say, or the friend that I lost, was 51-year-old. I'm 31-year-old. Me. At least physically. You know, in quotes, the most vulnerable are the youngest, like children, or the oldest people. Because pretty much your dementia or how the body works or of brain is an excuse, ironically, of code to give you the physical representation how a life will have been into an immersive experience. But anyways, a child, the most vividly that he can be compared is in between of your older age. The shit about this is, after realizing, and the shit that can happen, for example, to an old person, 51, and how people can easily rape, for example, a 51-year-old, because supposedly she still looks young, but not giving a fuck, or supposedly whatever. But supposedly they gonna defend children. I have to state, literally, that you're all motherfucking criminals into your own fabricated motherfucking existence, into your own motherfucking comfort level, into just caring about what the fuck you individually own and care, and nobody else. It's not about defending any pedophiliac or any children. It's about understanding, it's about power level, and what you can do with consent or not. A child, supposedly, is something weak. I guess pedophiliacs care. I'm gonna deep dive a little bit into. I mean, if you have like a doll, right? It's about the fantasy, representation of physical imagery, how you watch porn, a fantasy, or actually doing it. The macho effect of guy and man is comparing the dick sizes. They feel more macho, black blacks with big dick, in comparison to something small, like a baby or a child. It's the same fucking degenerate, degenerate code into you raping any 60, 70, 80-year-old, not caring how she looks or what she actually is, because you wanna just compare her or to grab some freak fuck or pussy. You know, all I'm trying to say is, if somebody doesn't respect a 60, 70, 80-year-old that is kinda undefendable or cannot defend herself and give drugs to rape her, don't expect anybody to ironically defend any one of your children. No excuse to any fucking wrongdoing or any pedophiliac or anybody or any rape. It's in between understanding though. If by any moment somebody can grab any neutral standpoint of time, life itself, in between of a guy or a chick, in between of children or adult people or elderly people, it's a simply a realization. In between of how something innocent or supposedly in between of the fantasy level, in between of innocence, for example, or appearance, in between of sexual contact and intensity, in between of tightness, if you are a guy. But there are and so many pedophiliac women, but this doesn't make sense because women always ask about a big dick, the macho effect. So what exactly defines and describes a fucking chick, mother or not, in quotes, raping or abusing or sexually interacting with children? They don't have that. They cannot provide her with anything. And yet she finds so much satisfaction at sucking younger, not even caring about herself around the orgasm. I would have said even there are fucking bitches orgasming simply at the fantasy of younger. For example, 50-year-old, 18-year-old, or maybe lower age, into legal level. The answer, ironically, to that is in between of the fantasy, in between of motherly instinct and the fabric. I mean, you grab them as small, right? As a baby, because you birth them, and then they interact with your own body as a bit, and you feed them out of your tits. No bitch can deny. It depends on the situation and how horny you are. It might turn you on. Then you're gonna go though normally and logically, consciously, like a normal person, and fuck with your husband instead. Other bitches don't have any moral code. They don't use any sort of code. Just go and abuse the younger one. But it's kind of funny and it goes against any logic because they literally go against what they normally state or constantly say: a bigger dick, a macho man. All this ties together with all the other shit that I've said in the other video. In between of conscious mind, the here, the lower level, the higher up, and the in between. The gene level, the infiltrated devil level, the evil developer, as you connect to a game and changes all your memories. The butterfly effect, the placebo effect. They're still trying to declare and define how the actual fuck does placebo effect affect people. It's as simple as your own spiritual world, where the fuck you connect, can instantly make anything real on command. Why? Because guys have minds over matter. The Adam Code. Chicks have the opposite, the possessive effect, the company effect, to satisfy normally the companion. And he's the protector, he provides everything else. It's pretty much like a Varlock in World of Warcraft or Endgame, where you have your animal companion. I'm not saying women animals, but simply having your companion. Obviously, I have a standalone life and shit. But normally, the bitch is there to accompany you to the guy, the stronger, the everything, the billionaire, the something that he's missing. The company, the love, the caringness. They have the possessive haki, the cat haki, the loyal haki, man. I realized something else literally after the video, the first one. It states, at least in the Bible, God himself created Adam, a guy, on his image, that looked kind of the same. And then an Eva, Anna, Lilith, doesn't matter, through his own code. So only two. They done wrong. He banished them out. But again, God himself, or they created, or something created only two people, the perfect couple. And then the banishment happened for whatever reason, but only two got created, not 10 billion people. Or am I wrong? Any biblical or any evolution, ironically, evolution maybe not agree, but a little bit more into the biblical religion shit. God himself created only the perfect couple, too. There is a biblical verse that states, as God banished people into earth, there were already people on earth. Of who? Of where? Was it maybe more experimental game into existence in between of spiritual level? Because people always think spiritual is the invisible, the fabrication, nobody has any proof for it. Your definition in between of technological level and spiritual level, in between what is invisible or not, is between of a fucking mental disease, not having open boundaries of mind, not understanding any parallel universe is a universe you yourselves have created, like any game universe, even, for example, Lord of the Rings. It's a parallel, full existent universe. And a multiverse is more invisible. They're not accessible, I would have said, a completely definition different game or existence or life. But you yourselves normally exist in a higher dimension. I would have said the same question. Normally in the Bible says he created only two, and then he banished them to earth. But on earth, at least, one of the versions of Bible states There were other peoples here. Who the fuck were they? And Bible teaches time better. Because they stayed 800 years, they lived happily, and then they died. 500 years, they lived happily, and they died. You know how you people have fabricated into your perfection into math? A zero is a zero. Multiply a zero from a zero, and it's still zero. 10 billion zeros. And if somebody asks you what's the full amount or the end result, it's still a zero. It's how your quantum works. Until the ready state of a one, all the zeros stay zeros. But if a one forms in front of the zeros, suddenly it becomes 1 million, or 10 billion, or 100 billion. I don't have that answer exactly specifically, but in between of everything that I stated, I'm not exactly certain here myself. What the fuck is the secret, ironically, between supposedly there are Homo sapiens and Neanderthals. Supposedly Neanderthals died, there is only Homo sapiens. But Homo, in the words of modern society, Homo means homosexual. Homo by itself means gay, kind of. But they call us Homo sapiens. I think it's because the human society, ironically, as it was, kind of died as an experiment, as a creation, and the people that infiltrated and took part of control, the ill developer, the devil, declared us Homo sapiens, the reason. Each and every single chick, exactly how the Bible states, is made out of a guy called. The organs, how they form, the dick grows out, forms the balls out. The balls are outwards, then the dick down. The vagina forms inwards, the fucking X, I don't remember the name, and the womb inside. With a little clitoris, but ironically the clitoris is an undeveloped dick. So it shows that ironically the woman came second. But the question still is, who the actual fact then, or what, is the Neanderthals? There are multiple supposedly blocked verses, like the Seraphim, Sephilim, inbreeding, alien experimentation, because supposedly everybody here wonders what the fuck are the aliens abducting us. What if I told you there are no aliens here? They're simply humans. Humans or other species. The reason they do that is to formulate the perfect future for their own souls as time flows. They mess with DNA structures, with diseases, inbreeding, more control. They formulate slowly, generation after generation, with technology for us doesn't appear here. But the technology is there already. And other people supposedly fear, or they supposedly complain in between or fight. But here is the ironically wrong that people do. They're constantly gonna complain, Islam is right, or no, religion is right, Christianity is right, no, the Vatican is right. There is no right religion. I shit personally on science as well. Having a way to formulate and understand something doesn't make it less valuable and doesn't make it less adorable, and to adore how complicated something is. Simplifying something for a faggot to hold his phone and instantly connect to the whole multiverse, that's called internet. Internet is another name for Ethernet. The state that normally on the internet no information can actually literally get deleted. It's simply inaccessible. Do you know what other fucking shit in your fucking existence is completely literally undeletable? Your brain informations, your memories. Even if you don't remember, the memories literally physically never get deleted out of your own neurons in your own brain. Never. internet, or call it ethernet, because ether is the more magical, at least spiritual meaning, the higher up. The ethernet never deletes informations of anything, because everything is precious. A database never stops learning from any wrong or right, and how it can always recorrect itself. Faggots to simplify their lives forget the beauty of a little bit of unaware, because they always have to understand to template somebody, but always to criminalize and set up somebody as something. It's not a defending. I mean, I know a little bit of lawyer. I know a little bit of government shit. I really don't know the name. I mean, I will have played a good lawyer. But it's not about defending somebody, it's actually about realizing and swallowing the unswallowable, not the easy. The kumbaya, my lord. Kumbaya. It's about realizing, ironically, but slowly, realizations go a little bit beyond morals, right or wrong, but no excuse to do them. Just realize there are parameters, like in a game, in between of wrong and right. Obviously, you can go into any MMORPG or into any game, any FPS, any shooter, and hack. Grab an aimbot, you can shoot around. Maybe you can hack for one day, maybe for a year, until you get banned. Then you're gone. Until you maybe create a new account, a new existence, a new identity, a rebirth or something, and a new way for infiltration. In games you get banned. It's called perma-banned. Put an S in front, it becomes perma-ban. I think it goes together with the kumbaya, my lord. Sperma-ban is another infiltration as a joke on this existence, in between of all your sexualism, spiritualism, blood ritualistic rituals into any fucking ill, actually, Illuminati. The thing that consists or get empowered by any fucking alien or a god. If somebody realizes you are actually the gods or creations of something higher, or into your spiritual astral form, and you think you're gonna swallow a universe and you're gonna gain powers, except money and physical currency into this physical monopoly, you faggots. They make you feel more, because it's that simple. The genes, the little bit higher ground, the spawns of the game of life, the spirits, the ghosts, to infiltrate into your mind and give you a little bit more power in between of the drugs, to make you believe that, the placebo effect. And as long as you believe it, it actually happens and becomes real. Do you know how funny it is? Realize the whole life and then realize parameters into a game, how you know it's wrong to hack, or you know how it's wrong to kill or rape, but you still do it until you get cut, for example, police. Or maybe the company until they ban you and shit. Until you infiltrate again, Neanderthals, Homo sapiens. I never explained that. Homo sapiens, I think we are called. Because the experimentation between of the previous life, the reason they declare that Mars appears bombarded by nuclear weapons as well, as if it was another Earth, then if all life moved to Earth. It's a simply straight up symbolical meaning in between of how this life is gonna end, if they continue like that. They think they have the power, trust me, any scientist into any visible screen, any Elon Musk with a project as Space Rocketics, supposedly starting a new civilization, for example, into any Mars, with the weapons or the tools of a god, and starting a new fucking atmosphere there, as easy as supposedly forming a sun, just pure hydrogen, And supposedly with those tools, they don't have methods or technology at the technological level to say supposedly the planet they live on. What sense does this make? But how more impressive it is, supposedly, that we just achieved the monumental, we just contacted aliens into Mars. How it will have sounded to you that supposedly have the same exactly technological level to simply fix the ozone or any fucking, to clear the atmosphere here, create fresh air. Create fresh air. You know, it sounds way more impressive to the ear and the old faggots. Once you are like this, junkies of a game. Into your own fabricated what you have decided to form as a reality. And you so beautifully complain, nobody ever points fingers to themselves, always to somebody else. And each and every single time they're gonna declare, who the fuck am I to change something? Am I God? Am I Jesus? Am I a billionaire? Do you think a change of somebody as improvement to yourself, even without any belief of any higher, or for any God? Do you think it comes of others? Do you think a society, or do you think a president, all over the 2,000 years of at least modern, as modern society has formed, it had to do with one, or it had to do with a masquerade of human consciousness and acceptance? You all swallow everything, every single information, because you all want it to be comfortable and realistically. Another way I can prove, ironically, maybe, that all this is actually like a game, like call it a GTA 8. Full divers, the secret to creating full dive is never making the player, in quotes, not in extreme levels, because normally obviously you have your menu, you can log out, but immersed. Immersion is number one key into any other parallel verse. You watch Lord of the Rings and you feel immersed into that universe. You feel one with the universe. Any question that you will ask, the universe kind of feels they exist. People here, ironically, all over the years, no matter what change has appeared, no matter if it was deleted generations or not, in between of is the earth round or is the earth flat, they have accepted and swallowed each and every information with one secret code: comfort. You're gonna press your light, electricity is gonna be there. Did I pay my electricity bill? Oh, sorry, done. Can I open my phone? Does it have enough battery? Fuck how it works. To control and understand everything, you need a core. Simply a core. A small core ground foundation. Within of informations and how everything works. If you have the power of a god right now, most people will have failed at understanding or even actually accessing their abilities in between of how others did. But is telekinesis, telepathy possible? What happens? How much percentage of our brain do we use? If we do not swallowing information, ironically, like as easy as swallowing cum, like bitches, right? Prostitutes. There is so much funny wordplay there because a prostitute is a hooker. But a hookers, multiple hooker, is hookers, right? But you literally state who cares. Because nobody cares. Who cares? Who cares? What is a hook? A hook is a fishing hook with a little bit of meat of a fish, a little bit of meat, depending the size, you grab a bigger fish. What is a kurva in Hungarian? If you meet a hook and you get fished, you take a wrong curve in your life and you turn into a kurva. I actually forgot what the fuck I was saying, but yeah. Right now I think I speak a little bit different again. Somebody would have said, but now you're sober. I would have stated, I drink more. not right. The explanations are in between of finding comfort into your brain, because your brain always, supposedly the brain is the strongest weapon of a guy, of existence, of a girl. But all the informations in your brain come of a comfort, because if you don't find comfort or understanding in your existence, you become schizophrenic or paranoid, supposedly, or crazy. But it depends on the strength of a person. Because what if I told you, you drink to lose up, supposedly, your senses, to ironically do exactly the opposite of reverse, to disconnect of the parasite of your own self and body, to loosen up your senses so you can connect to your higher self. But this is no excuse at landing or taking many drugs or drinking. Because if you're not a strong character or a strong higher conscious, if you have not built it, the other gym level, the hackers, gonna always be there at making you do wrong shit. And it's an excuse you're always gonna have, but honey, I was wrong. I didn't know what I was doing. I mean, everybody knows. When somebody's drunk, I mean, a person is wrong, right? A person is wrong and they're wrong, right? The brain, the biggest strength, how they have tied it in between of generations, sadly, they always imprint new shit. It's exactly how the creator in Matrix, into Matrix 2, explained to Neo they have experimented into multiple Matrix versions. Because they wanted to figure out the perfection into an immersive experience without anybody questioning, everybody being happy. A civilization supposedly can be birthed by any parent into any financial status, easy or hard. For example, an African in a third party country, but suddenly making it higher up with his own effort, with his own sweat, becoming 50 Cent, fucking the PIMP. Supposedly, he made it happen with his own effort. He accepts the reality. He worked and fought for it. Any other, for example, a Paris Hilton with rich parents, supposed to still accept the reality, birthed by rich parents, they made what they wanted out of it. The secret is building a society or a perspective on generations by simply approving, individually though, you don't look somewhere else. Your excuses of your pathetic souls into what the fuck you have achieved of life, depending on the character status that you started. But there is no fucking excuse, you being black or African, you started off a rough life, and supposedly you're the ghetto nigga, who supposedly others free to speak it. But nigger, ironically, it's not even black, you people are brown. But supposedly the BBCC and all the other poor categories became into a fucking instant brag into the guy. Supposedly you're black. Supposedly you have a big dick. You know, a brag instead for the chicks. And then you become the PIMP, the 50 cents. The shit about it is that into the temptation and the titles, for example, when I say right now, in between of schizophrenic, or maybe side personalities, you don't simply understand, and you don't simply swallow. You guys, the blacks or the browns, you fucking faggots, accepted ironically slowly the title they have put there for you all. Cause you so enjoyed, or ended up enjoying. How easy is it a contract of any PIMP 50 cent, 1 million cash, suddenly out of your Africa, with all the chicks, becoming the PIMP, the bling bling, idolizing, faggot, teeth, this, that, you know, big dicks chicks. What does pimp stand for? Pimp, imp, an impersonator, an imp, a little creation of a person. Person impersonator, pimp. The star a new meme joke, simp, S-imp, a slutty impersonator. Because a simp normally, a PIMP is a macho, an alpha, dominates woman. A personal impersonator, an imp, a little creation. A simp stands for a slut impersonator. Because normally what guys should supposedly would have been to dominate women, a simp does exactly the same on reverse, a homosexual. The Gen Z, the LGBT, or what the fuck they call it. They simp back. Instead of pimp, they simp for women. They compliment everything. In between of mind game, in between of how a society has to be formed, it's all down to what fucking comfort level it has to be for any ethnicity, for any mind. There are multiple minds. But again, I'm gonna state it started with only 2 characters. Everything else is a continuation in between of the devil. There is no God here. There is an actual God. There is an actual creator. There is an actual mind of all this. If here you are, and here are jinn, call it hacker level. Imagine a server. Imagine you are the player in a game, and here is a Blizzard server. Any World of Warcraft, any Google, any how you connect the information. Here, at the hacker level. Angel, jinn, the middle, demon. The higher up is actually where the fuck it spawned from, the actual multiverse. But no excuse in between of any guy, a representation, into any skin color, that you all faggots accepted the informations and started declaring or feeling more macho man about any chick. Can I speak literally and straight to the guys one moment? How the actual fuck do you feel satisfied, you little maggots or faggots? Declaring yourself more macho and sexual attractive god level fuck. That you have to compare your dick into any child, into any woman, and you only feel macho and powerful only when you impress a little faggot bitch. So excuse me, instead to fuck a bitch literally for hours in the same position and you to enjoy the definition of an alpha, instead to impress them, you have to do Kama Sutra in different positions to impress a different mind for you to feel satisfied and impressed back? Or is it the representation of the moon? And when they start enjoying, that gives you back the sensation, you feel accepted. So you're still sick like a little girl, acceptance of others. And there are the other type, the rapists. They don't give a fuck about it. They have all this deleted. You people, the first example, are in between of the left, right, wrong. The rapists are the exact opposite example. You're gonna put down a bitch, you're gonna rape the shit out of her. You won't even care if she cries. You're gonna abuse everything. You're gonna enjoy it like an actual macho. So if you wanna feel PIMP, brother, or niggas, or any color ethnicity, you yourselves normally should not give a fuck about any position or topic good to a camera, depending on the porn as well, because porn is another misinformation. Ironically, would have been you enjoy yourself, and the fucking bitch ironically works for it. Because normally they are the companions that are to satisfy. You can have any tremendous amount of dick, but if the bitch is untalented and she doesn't know how to, unskilled, untalented, she still won't provide the same orgasm. Other than alternative forms in between of ties into younger, depending on the mind, try to find in between of any bestiality, animals, different textures. Here is a south part. The pussy, the vagina, you can masturbate into 20, 100,000 different ways. You can put any object inside of you, cold or warm, soft or hard, with any physical fucking object in your house. You can orgasm yourself and you experience. A guy cannot do that. A guy will have, in definition, either go and fuck a cow, for example, or your natural woman, maybe multiple women, but all pussies kind of the same. Then maybe go into Asian level, tightness level. If they become pedophiliacs, maybe into literally younger to find fresh. And the shit continues. But a woman has it so much easier. Not only do they have it that easy, they want as well, supposedly, as they command you of the mouth. Harder now. Can you go a little bit slower? Can you go a little bit faster? Not good enough, you know. My last partner was better. I mean, I don't want to meet with you again. I mean, what a fucking terrible swing, you know. All fabrications in between of mind that attempts to get accepted into normal, all this shit happens within their own individual mind to get accepted. The acceptance of a person, no matter if of sexual or not, has to do with the simulation, the higher ground, not the gym level, the higher ground, to make it immersive enough for the mind still to continue and the person, not to instantly give up and not to cause any suicide. Sadly, on this existence, there is no actual death yet. Each and every single character here I'm not that fucking quite certain. I have two theories, but one of the two theories is actually real. It's only the two possibilities. Obviously, if it was a conversation, I can debate with somebody. One of the theories is you die here, you're physical. Let's say you live 50 years. Your birth, A. You die after 50 years, becomes B. You get sent up to any heaven or hell, is C. Your own life was here 50 years. A, B, C is the up. B is the death. A, birth. B is death. C is heaven or hell. D, though, here's the secret part. You get again sent B out of any heaven or hell into again A. I don't know if somebody realized you form ironically a hourglass symbol. A, the birth. B, death. C, higher up, is the rebirth into any heaven or hell. D is the death again of that higher place and back to A. You form a hourglass. You know how a hourglass is already you constantly spin the time. Have you realized how an 8 is like this, right? An 8 means supposedly nothing. Supposedly. 8 means ironically of the ABC H. Because H stands for heaven or hell, or 8 is the number of people. 8 is the number of people. The down, though, again forms the hourglass that represents the sideways hourglass. If you do it like this, an 8 sideways, you create the infinity fabrication of something eternal. All infinity is of your people is ironically just realizing that supposedly something just exists forever. Or you're gonna care, for example, when you die, what you're gonna leave to your family, but you're never gonna be there supposedly to recheck it. But you still continue doing it, because supposedly your family or somebody will have been there. As you have your own memories of your own parents or grandpa that supposedly left there for you. It's neither fabricated, it's actually real. It's how the game builds, how existence, how it shapes reality, how it shapes everything. But realizations that there is no God here is neither a proof to do something worse, because it always has somebody else. Always is gonna somebody appear until literally In my life, ironically, since 1993, I'm sick and fucking tired. 31 I am right now, 2025. Sick and fucking tired I am considering somebody to declare how they themselves are sick and fucking tired or always nothing happening. They have survived supposedly the 1999, the code of the computers, the Holocaust of the digitalization, or what it's called, the computer code maybe running out or misfunctioning. They have survived 2006, 666. They have survived 2011, 11. They have survived 2012, me as well. 2012, 21, 12. The apocalypse of apocalypses. The 2021. And there's still instant to be or Phil Blast. They're constantly gonna state right now, supposedly in our daily 15 March 25. Supposedly so many events outside, but nobody gives. Supposedly USA has been bombarded by drones and shit, or alien shit. And all they had to say, ironically, as a majority effect was, so what, even the aliens are here and nothing have they done, nothing happens, so you all want something to happen. But nothing do you do. Because what if I can individual, singular, make happen, right? Can somebody, does anybody remember what the fuck Hitler has done as any single individual? No matter if right or wrong, a single individual. Is Trump a single individual? A fucking millionaire, in between a billionaire, that made it as a president. Elon Musk, another faggot of a creator. A singular existence who made it to the top. Who the fuck is Putin? Constantly for 50 years, 60, 70 years of his life, running a country as only one president. And you fucking faggots have an excuse. What the fuck can you achieve as a single individual? Or run into the majority because it's easier, or else maybe they're gonna kill you or you're scared like a little girl. If it's right or wrong. Sadly, for any delusionary parent of anybody ever listens to this, in between of you protecting your little girl, for mostly its father's the crazy one, or the protective one, there is a game called BioShock. It's a futuristic underwater city with the idea of evolution, but a different evolution. Has anybody realized Evo is another word for Evo, Eva. There is wordplay here and different spiritual, different symbolical war games. For example, God is an O, devil is an E, Satan is an S, Lucifer is an L. Lucifer supposedly the shackled into one fucking leg. The different Messiah, the Luyan. Did you know that it's called Super Saiyan? As another interpretation for what the fuck actually human was. Messiah, the Christian one. Luyan, the Luciferian one. Saiyan, even though through an anime. Dragon Ball Z. Dragon Ball Z is an anime, ladies and gentlemen. The Generation Z right now, is not an anime. Everything of the faggotful creations that they have created. I'm not declaring anybody has no right exactly to feel or fuck around or be bisexual or gay. But it's another fucking joke if people accept the name. Generation Z, they call them, after the millennials. Do you know what the fuck the fear of my era, of my generation, the millennials, why the fuck they fear the 1999 in between of 2000? Because they never done it again. And they thought maybe this was the end. Maybe the computer program, after they checked, will have erased itself. Because they knew it also, they knew already what the fuck they have done in the past. All the rest of the 2000 years. And they expected, they barely survived the 1000 change, 1999 to the 1000, they fear the 2000 change. So yeah, if anybody asks, for example, what religion you believe or existence, we literally are powerful. It's exactly how Superman escaped his own shitty planet, and here he was Superman. But in his own planet, Superman was simply another black human. And here you have tremendous musicians, talented minds into science. They don't appear exactly human, and yet human they are. Us normally, in a spiritual or existential form, are way bigger than this. You don't need a god to feel powerful. You don't always need the approval of your father or your mother. Sometimes you don't even meet your father or mother. You still make it through. Or am I wrong? So many fucking children without any parent ever met their own creators. They still find supposedly purpose and maybe not even looking ever up, supposedly through the hardness of their life to still make it happen, supposedly kind of like me. I had parents, but I don't know at what level, or adopted maybe, I don't know. But you simply make it through. If anybody will have felt supposedly, and now what, for example, and the answers, I would have said, here daily you live, but you don't look for the answer of high up. You simply forget into your daily society. So one moment you are a god bang seeking your creator, and the next moment you forget everything. Because you get trapped in your daily fucking or raping or normal civilian. How fucking retarded are you all? Literally. And how hypocritical. How hypocritical are you all? Each and every single answer. And you know what's funny? The knowledge and the key core of all this is not starting. It's literally having an unbounded, existential mind, soul, or existence. You know how it feels, for example, if you reach a higher level and you can, it's not basic level, it's core fundamental level. Because you need a little bit further of all the informations. For example, let's say you could control time, the example I gave earlier, and you try to create booze or alcohol without understanding the bacteria effect on the sugar and the breakdown that causes the effect of alcohol. You will have never been able to create alcohol with just time travel without the ingredients and understanding of time. You need the core, fundamental basics. You don't need the equations. You don't need the math level. We have reached a society level that bitches fear that supposedly people into the Gen Z won't have any future, because right now they have all the AI and the shit to simply get the answer straight into their hands. But this is another of the points, because I'm the proof. You don't need anything normally. You need core ground foundation. In between of just realizing and having a strong mind and a realization and memory in quotes. And moving forward. For example, any Einstein, yeah, supposedly he created or he explained time. I'm not sure. I don't have exactly the information. One moment. But through the creation and the equation and understanding of Einstein, right? What exactly has a technological or advanced movement forward? What exactly has the space programs? That supposedly around 1960s they visited first the moon, or I think it's the date, after the World War II, if I'm or something. The moon land faking. Something funny about all this is that even if you are Einstein, for example, or any Michio Kaku, and you create any string theory or something, the problem about all this It's the one second. And you create something supposedly for the future generation, or until they understand. Supposedly, Einstein helped tremendously because he explained all the time and time space, how time and light works. Yeah, all informations for any younger me or any younger anyone to understand. They sound too much like game parameters or like a trapped reality. You know, ironically, after our parents die in this life, all this won't matter that much. They gone and lost one. The trapped ones cannot die off. What I mean, everybody in this society, ironically, starts being a gamer. They know the internet, the Ethernet, the higher level, but internet anyways. Here, information travel, and then information can be as instantaneous as instant. All the delusion of parent level or in between of the father back kind of gets deleted here or erased in between of the next generation because all the fabrication of them into hard the patriotic level, the Christian or the Vatican level or get deleted. So a beautiful split in the middle of the millennials that appear into the new Gen Z, like it sounds like a Dragon Ball Z episode. I think for the better one, as I expect complete erasing of existence. Because you people for too long have fucked way too hard everything. I myself, if to go delusionally, my name is Ham, or my nickname, since a young age, I have calculated, I have predicted, I have foreseen the deletion of everything. Deletion of everything means how Blizzard Company has. It's always a gift for any mind that can do it. Explain a situation that's not explainable to any viewer or to yourself through games, anime, and movies. Doesn't mean you fabricate a scenario, you simply explain it to an example that is already there, visible and logical. If Blizzard Entertainment went down, all the games of World of Warcraft and Hearthstone and all the other games go down if the company went down. If the existence that spawned all this existence, that is literally a trap reality, if an ill developer, the devil, and not God exactly created here, as maybe the trapped emotion, is gone and finished. If of any mind or existence wants to survive, then maybe awaken yourself and go further. If anybody told them right now that we have most maximum 10 years to live, everybody would have lost their minds. Most likely it would have been like another purge, raping, killing, and doing whatever. Nobody would have focused on looking back to themselves or do something else. Maybe some, yeah. Maybe others would have killed themselves instantly. It's kind of sad to realize that, let's say you have the consciousness of a god, or let's say God is able to travel in between of realities, or the multiverse, into any physical or metaphysical form, but maintaining his memories. Can you imagine for a moment how it would have been realizing all this, that this actually is true? It doesn't matter what percentage of agreement somebody will have. But literally understanding that people have faith in between of pedophiliacs and in between of delusion and illnesses to the mind, constantly poisoning. They have created multiple levels of existence in between of Zion and the Matrix, digital or Genesis, how they declare it nowadays, into a simple poor genocide. All this affect in between of a Greek mythology, or if it's a religion, or if it's Christianity with Jesus, or if it's the mythological creatures, or if it's the Vatican, the Catholic level, or Islam and Allah. And who the fuck is right or wrong? or Asia with the Buddha and the freedom of yin yang into the spiritualism, the higher up, into consciousness, the karma, the chis, the chakras, and all this in between of nobody agreeing with each other into just realizing, read all the books, and realize what? All the books have been changed. Informations in between of all the books in the world are pretty much like Scientology is pretty much 5 pages long. They say something beautiful inside. The trapping of souls. They teach you the higher level consciousness. In between of alien infiltrations. Alien infiltrations are the demons. Anything infiltrating with your existence and being kind of evil is a demon. An invisible force. Don't try to hide behind from relations. In between what was a gift in between of communication in your city languages. You know. I mean, somebody will have asked, why the fuck, actually? I mean, if you had the power of a god, you can just either time travel or erase everything and just reset it in a clean state and then pretty much just watch your happy result, because supposedly always would have been. For example, how the architect in Matrix 2 or the Matrix trilogy kinda chilled. As you create something, sometimes imagine a parent or something and watching all your children kind of the wrong pathways that they have done, but they're realizing the effect that they have done on your life is so much that you will pretty much like just taking your own life and existing somewhere else. What if you realize there is no way out of this place until the whole place gets taken down? Again, of a God perspective. Even a god, if he could have not escaped anymore this trapped existence. I'm not declaring suicide for anyone, because you're always gonna be incarnated again here. I'm simply stating, what if an outside invisible force joined here with one choice, take it all down, erase it to death, or try to recreate it. But you as an invisible godlike force, still with the memories of all. But don't forget one, this is a simulated existence. So the code, the database up here, is trying always to have an immersive experience, down 50% with its own creator, to give always the best experience in code, what the fuck others decided to do with it. In GTI, or any game, like World of Warcraft, server from server depends on the player base. The players here, the societies, fucked it way too hard. It would have never been anymore, sadly, a choice to just erase something or restart it clean into any medieval times or so. Because they have been so fucking filthy and retarded with so many traps in between of the infiltrations into any alien life or another life form, as they wanted to suck out of that life form, declare it God or something, that the only alternative choice is literally to delete everything at once. To kill cancer in your own body, the spare you in between of chemotherapies, or your whole body gets bombarded with poison or form of poison to kill simultaneously all the good cells, the white cells, and all the cancer cells. The only solution how to dispose of cancer in your own bodies is, with the hope that you're gonna survive, is to literally kill simultaneously all the white cells with one poison and all the cancer cells, and hoping the cancer is gonna stop dividing and multiplying in your body. Now imagine the same in life. There is no other alternative. But with one catch, there is no opening. It's kind of funny in my life. You kind of set the situation that I am, and I will have like literally debating with some people, debating or arguing, like simply conversating to compare informational level, to check if anybody around me can literally argue with me. Because I have one delusionary argument to state. There is not a single faggot in the universe this universe. A child, a man, a scientist, a mad genius, a porn addict, an addict, therapist, Elon Musk, any Trump, any president that can fucking argue with me in relativity and win the argument, most likely will have ended up agreeing. There is no literally fucking possible way to prove me wrong or what I declare, or you would have literally been too fabricated and too dialed down into your own little equations and numbers. And the proof of that is because you have dedicated a life to that, so it hurts to lose your life work, no matter if it's on paper or pixelated on a screen. So what is real, the mind and the person shapes. It's not about what is actually real. Because somebody would have said, but I worked on this theory or thesis 200,000 years. Who are you to declare Albert Einstein wrong or dumb? But all this is in between of physical creations through a theory or simply on a paper. And somebody doesn't always have to declare another one wrong. As long as simply straight up is, but ironically always gonna be the fear of what you have or what you're gonna lose. So this is the secret what creates reality. A simple mind of all individualized into FPP, first person perspective. In between of what the fuck you fought for. Any Arabian, any ethnicity, any Italian, any Roman, any Romani, any Hebrew, Greek, any Greek, German, any German, American. Can any other alien species ironically existing in between of us? What if I told you something funny? If space, and exactly space, right? As flat earthers believe. There's no proof for either, but just a configuration for the mind. The pyramid, so astronomically well built, down to the core of positions, forming down, one by one, into the constellation of space. If space ain't real, why the fuck do the pyramids are built in such a position that they form the constellation? Is it maybe or reverse? Is it maybe that space above has like something like a dome? I think you scientists call it the magnetic field that lets nothing inside. No meteorite has ever infiltrated, no solar flare has ever infiltrated, and nothing. The amazing man. The proof of any God, of any protection, is the magnetic field existing. Not Earth itself. The magnetic field is what makes Earth. I think something that not scientists or any nail integration will have instantly declared the amazement ain't Earth or life species or some intelligence, because you're literally fucking dumb. It's the magnetic field that keeps life alive. Having again the reset, I cannot forget. Do you know how it feels sometimes to speak? I don't know, because most people are in like a speaker or so. And always having like a reset in between of time. And between of realization or not, it's always kind of getting like a reset and you forgot supposedly. And depends, because strong minds in between of drunk, right, or not, because it has not to do with drunkenness, ladies and gentlemen. Realize that it's excuses for the mind. It's how the troubles existence. And why the name is Mariana. Because they wanted the Immaculate Conception back then, and all the other shit to infiltrate. Engineering of life, engineering of plants, engineering of existence, engineering of minds. Neanderthals versus Homo sapiens. Species, while the praise back then, Gypsies, Asian times, into any Hebrew, Romani, Indians, blaming the Roman. Why they were praising Anubis and all the other gods into into animal heads. Because they realized back then that all animals, how exactly I'm not sure. They realized that all animals are in between of coded or existing in between of human consciousness, and that the animals are self-aware. I can state most likely or most logical is somebody time traveled back then and made the engineering possible. And a bit later happens the Jesus appearance with Immaculate Conception and the trapping of the V that I explained on the first video. It's not about idolizing and never idolize anyone. Shit on every single existence. Shit all the science. Understand the core ground foundation. Never memorize any of any equations, except if you want to go forward. Even Da Vinci Code and everything still declares all this that I'm trying to make into a clip. You know how sometimes you have this self-speech to yourself or you think events, right? Why the fuck not record it? So if by any fucking meeting or realization, somebody can either watch the video or maybe give yourself. I declare this line, this clip is the last. I have in my head so many informations. If I was next to somebody right now, I would literally declare, for example, ask me something, any subject, and I'm gonna answer. To continue it long running, even though 1 hour, 7 minutes, it's kind of hard to continue without a question back, because I've talked a little bit out of everything. I'm trying not to fully deep dive into something, but I can explain maybe a little bit at the end, something. The present problem, because I said a woman I knew disappeared. The engineering in between of life, right, happens because don't forget the trap reality between of any ill developer, the devil, infiltrating and trapping God, or trapping the connection in between of reaching the God level. The shit is science, and your science has created technology that gives you comfort, but the same technology is what fucks you all the brainwaves, all the harp, all the conspiracies are literally technology, because somebody can do it on command into any hand. For example, you don't have to earn it. Can you imagine you not having to practice guitar 20 years to become like an Jimi Hendrix or a Malmsteen? But suddenly somebody can connect your brain to somebody that was playing 20 years guitar, and suddenly you know all his moves, and you play like a Malmsteen. How fair is that, right? Maybe better, but can you imagine now, for example, somebody wants to fight or find alternative ways in between. Who the fuck would have taken blame into futuristic level if any anime fan, it's called Psychopath. Another example, imagine a brain, right? A brain. Somebody brain scans you, like an MRI. Creates a copy of your brain into a digital level, into like an eye. version. Imagine with Neuralink, then normally Neuralink you have to connect the brain to brain. Imagine now something else finally, something fucking weird. You make a brain copy of a person. You have it in a digital space. With a chip, right? Or in alternative fucking ways, in between of spine and brainstem. You flush the brain of the person to another person. What I mean flash. As your brain shuts down, what creates the sleepwalking is your brain in REM state, keeps you there paralyzed, because in your dream you will have woken up. It's what causes the sleepwalking. Can you imagine now under any drug condition, right? Drug condition, or maybe because your mind under full terrain, without any sleep, you start drifting down. And as you fall asleep, instantly they take your brain into any Neuralink or into any digital AI scan of your own brain, and they flush you back with somebody else's brain. You get out because you suddenly have the consciousness, not of yourself, but another character is playing and watching through your own eyes. It's not a fabrication, because I have stated again, Neuralink connects to brains. Copies of a brain still already are happening. AI made it possible to create a whole personality out of informations of a brain. The REM state and how a brain shuts down in between of kind of the futuristic lobotomized. As you are sleeping, what caused their sleepwalking was pretty much exactly the same effect that they use nowadays. A more safer way in between of no consequence, because suddenly when you are sleeping or sleepwalking, you are literally another character with all their traits, in quotes. It's in between of being played by a fucking AI character of another different brain, but not of the physical brain. The digital AI version. The shit is, MK and CIA and shit have created all over the years alternative forms, playing too much into all the celebrities, ironically, into spine personality characters, what causes a genesis. What this means is pretty much you can fall asleep or somebody can give you any roofie to drag you out. And the shit is, a physical character sleeping aware, like lucid dreaming. Lucid dreaming is aware sleeping in a REM state or close to. A physical character outside of any range can connect Neuralink to your brain while you literally fall asleep. The other person with Neuralink connects to your brain. As they are aware sleeping, instead to move their own body, they start seeing through your own hands because your brains are interacted. You close your eyes, you see through your own eyes. The shit is, it doesn't stay there because they flash and another to help with that normalization, because as slowly your brain slips, you might take control. They close down in between of brain and spine effect in between of the brainstem. It's like pretty much using only 1% of your brain as you're sleeping. And the other character within of Neuralink, or in a forced sleep state, causes lucid dreaming, connects to your brain, takes control of you, as if we are talking about the Avatar movie or Surrogate. And the digital version of a brain gets flashed either on you or on them. And it will be as pretty much you have them by the control of the other, the other Neuralink user the full amount effect of a complete different personality. You will have not even recognized your family, your friends, or anybody that you knew. You will have been walking outside, taking consequence of whatever the fuck your own body has done with your own face. Because somebody, as you were sleeping, is exactly the same state, I repeat, that causes sleepwalking. They abuse the sleepwalking state, unlocking it on the brain, and Neuralink brain in a forced lucid dream state, connected to your own brain, with a digital copy of any brain that they have, forming the personality, and then the person sleeping lucid dreaming causes the effect on you, walking around, doing any wrongdoing. You don't even recognize faces. It's not, I mean, I don't know how fabricated it sounds or precise. I swear to God, it's actually precise. Neuralink, ironically, is another version. You people, as you hear something in between of belief or blame, understand one, a name is an understanding, literally, of another explainable way to pass it to the mind of each and every listener, an understanding to move forward. What I'm trying to explain. Neuralink is the alternative way to explain all this. It's not blaming any Elon Musk for that creation. Because then again, how many creators like Tesla have created something, another one has grabbed his creation and created another 200 different cancer methods. But all this is doable in our current present society. If anybody interests more, ironically, as I have declared